ngaro na la wato kuma ta bak asira linga da fo ko nyu found dinkira
hey elafta maboro la bank kalpo e fa igiso e seo na yuna jang iba dinkira to kati yuna wallet ibe falindiro ke kan sandiri nyat
ni la yuna wallet to si muna fanno tulo yabo mano kandrin en fen jama isi sanno la yuna wallet to kono yalla kamo soto ila wallet to kono
alkana la konda no tay ka fi yuna wallet anatan tolle bukan na bayo fanondi abe sona yaren ko bulu podo ne la mobile scan yo science ise ma boro ke wato men diate
ko be sandro ke fangole ba ko ba ke kan dimbalem isi ngi lonko e sandro se yona enterprise wato wati ani la yona wallet to la e be lan kamo soto kay la wallet to kono
alina nga kafun nanyi yuna dimbayal kan kasandiro ke yuna bitikoto alina kata nyin ko kentat la sura fa lolu di sandiro kije se ma boro fanan keje
moro jundi ana nyum ko di mabal din kadeda
Sure, we're back here again on Thursday, of course, to look at what's trending and also, look at issues that is very beneficiary to our country. And it's a great honor to have Madi Jobarteh. I've always said it, my favorite person who is fighting for every Gambian. At some point, Madi, if you don't even speak on issues, we're like, where's Madi? Where's Madi? And that is something we'll discuss because why is it always that it's Madi who has to speak up about everything? We'll talk about all of that. No problem. But today we will be looking at the Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice. Yeah. I remember when you came here the last time, the foundation was set up. The center was set up, but we have not discussed it in detail because I wanted to have a show. We'll look at the center, what you guys are doing, the objectives, especially I see a lot of stuff. This year is the year of transparency. And we will look at that and accountability, and we have to look at all of that. Madi, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Good to be here.
And looking forward to a good conversation.
Yeah. Let's look at the foundation. Why Edward Francis? Well, how did that name come about?
Yeah, so I think personally, I've been inspired by Edward Francis Small. Okay. Of course, I'm not sure I had any interaction with the name when I was in school, in the Gambia. I mean, in those days, I went up to sixth form. But I can't remember, any subject. I mean, the usual subject, arts, where we dealt with Edward Francis Small. So I got to know about Edward Francis Small outside of school. And certainly, of course, as a young boy also listening to, I was very keen at their rallies and also, picked it from there, Ali Fasala, Sidia Jata, of course, reading some of the literature. But then I think it must have been when I went to college and, got into more research. Because I practically questioned everything. And so even when I was in school, I was a bit wary about the curriculum and what we are taught, everything actually. So I, ventured into this area and came across more and more literature information about E.F. Small, his, activities in the Gambia, in West Africa, and the world. And I think, Gambians need to go back and learn more about this man, actually. So when we get to a point, or when I get to a point to set up this organization, I could have just said Center for Rights and Justice, for example, remove the name, or any other name, but I thought, this name is significant. One, it's Gambian, it's our history. You would find similar organizations around the world, bearing the names of heroes or leaders or, all sorts of personalities of those countries. So in our case, this applies. Number two, it is also because of that, his history, his role, the history is very limited in the Gambia, so that it will generate some interest. And by that interest, therefore, people will get to know more about Edward Francis Small, will want to learn more about Edward Francis Small. And so in his life story, there's sort of inspiration, really. So that is there. But also in his life, there's sort of activism, there's sort of social justice activism, human rights, which will inspire people. But also in his life, there's a lot of, pro-independence, pro-democracy, activism and, stance. So which also would enable Gambians to begin to look at Gambia's independence beyond just, the 60s, for example, the creation of political parties, PPP, UP, and beyond just Jawara and Gaba Jampar, GC5, PSI, and so on. So that we also come to realize the full circle of Gambian history. This, as my good friend Ajit Senibara would say, this colonial space. So we get to understand. And so in that process also, therefore, my objective is that it will generate some kind of political awareness, some consciousness about citizenship, about sovereignty, about the republic, so that therefore at the end of the day, the whole goal is how do we create new citizens in the likeness or in the profile of Edward Francis Small, because I feel we need not a new Gambian, we need a Gambian. I feel we don't yet have a Gambian. We don't have a republic. We have a state, the government of the Gambia as a state, the state of the Gambia, with all the organs as it is. But we don't have a nation. I believe we don't have a nation, because to have a nation, to have a republic, to be a citizen is a certain level of awareness. It's not just beyond, it's just about being born here, holding an ID card, a birth certificate, but it is also a certain level of political awareness about your rights and duties, and therefore your willingness, your commitment, to defend the republic. So that when I look at the Gambia, I see that is limited, in most cases. So we are either Fatou or Madi, Mandinka or Wolof, Christian and Muslim, Badabinko and Kianko, Wabanyu and Borabanko, but the Gambia, I feel the name is there, of course. Everywhere the flag is there, but I feel Gambia doesn't exist yet, because if it does, if that is indeed a Gambia, I feel we cannot be in the state that we are in, because it is very obvious we exploit Gambia, we abuse Gambia, whether we are officials or ordinary people like you and me, businesses, journalists, everyone else. We play with the Gambia, we toy with the Gambia, we don't defend the Gambia as we should, and that explains therefore the bad governance, the underdevelopment, the injustice, the inequalities, the poverty, and the corruption, that is in this country for the past 60 years, and we live with it. We live with it. We're comfortable with it. So for me, I feel a host of us, a lot of us are not Gambian yet. In mind, in our hearts, that would manifest in our attitudes, in our, everything that we do. Yeah. So that's why we can let Gambia be abused and we are not bothered. We can, and you can see that manifest in many, many ways, whether it's in the government, political parties, civil society, businesses, ordinary people at home, why would you throw trash on the way? Yeah. For example, I mean, do you care about this Gambia that you are in a vehicle eating your banana and just throw out the trash? Or, your compound, you just throw trash out in the street. I mean, and we do that comfortably. You drive around just want to Banjul on both sides of the road, you see the litter. Yeah. And that's our boundaries. That's our, that's nature. That's our environment. You go to Kadafita Forest, Yambai, Monkey Park, half of it is taken. Tangier Bat Reserve is, was taken by Jame and still on the attack. And across the world, across the Gambia, and yet we have institutions responsible for our environment. All right? We have organizations responsible for our environment. But we have you and me as ordinary citizens responsible for our environment as citizens, and we just pass this thing and we're not bothered. Yeah. So it raises the question to me, therefore, are we really Gambian? I mean, do you know what is Gambianness? This is Gambian, what is it?
What is it?
Yes, so maybe we are not Gambian yet, we are just Maninka and Wolof and men and women and...
You say the patrioticness is lacking.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's not there.
Yeah.
Wow. How do we improve upon that? What do we need to do as a citizen? Because I say this, and I say this a lot for two countries when it comes to the United States and Senegal. I remember I had friends during Jame time. They will say everything about Jame, and I will gladly accept. I remember when Macky Sall was misbehaving, and I wrote something about Macky, the person called money, regularly in the Kangaba president, even though he was against Macky. Yeah. So you could see when it came to their country's national interest, they're very united. And when it came to domestic issues, or politics and other issues, that's where they are divided. But when it comes to their policies, when it comes to the interests of their nations, they are united as a nation. And that is very much lacking here, right?
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's leadership. One knows the leadership of the United States. Yeah. I mean, at the very beginning, but also of Senegal. You will not be surprised if you see a certain level of patriotism, nationalism in the people. I'm certainly not a fan of the US.
I know that.
But I think one of the nation's leaders, individuals who inspire me most are American leaders. Yes. I mean, it's unfortunate America is in the way it is today. Yeah. But when you read American history, Fatou, you find individuals and, of the highest revolutionary qualities, ideas, the most revolutionary ideas have come out of America about justice, about equality, about freedom, about democracy, about rule of law, about good governance. Despite all the history again, of all slavery and Jim Crow and Trump now. But, if you just read George Washington, the ideas this man was expressing, holding, he could have been king. Yeah. Because at the very beginning, the idea of republic didn't even exist in the world. And he could have been easily King George, of the United Kingdom or the Kingdom of America. That was there. But he said no. I mean, if you read the ideas of what they call the founding fathers, Quincy Adams, Hamilton and a lot of them, going down to Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, you will see ideas of liberty that are so inspiring and so enduring until today. And I think, therefore, that explains really this patriotism in America that, sadly, today Trump and, a whole bunch of, just don't want to use the word, are trying to destroy their country. But again, if you go to Senegal, you know, if you follow somebody like Senghor too is not necessarily my fan, okay, because you know, he doesn't share the Pan-Africanist ideal or, you know, urge as you would have in Nkrumah or, you know, and so on. But then when you follow Senghor in terms of his love for Senegal, of the Senegalese culture, respect for the Senegalese people, you know, and love for humanity and, you know, ideas of justice and so on, you can see, you know, the kind of Senegal he would come out of that. You know, but then there are many other leaders, like Diop, for example. You know, who is my number one star, really. So they produce those things. So that even other leaders who, you know, we would not put in terms of, as I said, that Pan-African, you know, category, Blaise Diagne, you know, going back around the time, the people there, Mohamed Jah and so on. Yeah, you will see that there is something about their leadership that promoted the idea of Senegal. The togetherness, unity of Senegal, the supremacy of Senegal. So the Senegalese, you know, patriotism, I'm not surprised. And then you come 60 years later, today, you have somebody like, you know, Sonko and Jomai, you know, removing, you know, those ideals, bringing them. So, because how many people get patriotic? You know, there's a political awareness you can have. The leaders can make people patriotic because of the love, the commitment that leaders show their people, their country, can make people love their country as well. You know, and I think in our case that has been the weakness. You know, and so for me, therefore, when I look across, I think EFs more represent that kind of a person. And that's the idea why we named this Edward Francis Small Center for Rights and Justice.
Interesting. Now let's look at the work of the center. What is the main objective? Because you know, some people will say, you know, activism, but you know, I have said this on several occasions, and I'm always on camera. I said, any day Madi is not on activism, we all better hang our, you know, our microphones. This is one person that we could always rely on when things are crazy and things go bad. So when the center came, actually it became a relief because it had gotten to a point, and this is the truth, it had gotten to a point, a lot of the people who are human rights defenders have gone silent. And at this point, some of them are frustrated. Some of them, they just don't want to get involved anymore because things are crazy. Why did the center come at this point when really we needed something like this?
Yeah, so I'll talk about it, and then you mentioned objective. I'll drop down on the objective. So Fatou, I have been in, you know, the public sector in the Gambia. I mean, when I say the public sector, within the space, the governance and development policy environment of the Gambia for the past 35 years. Yes, I mean, as a journalist, and I've been to different areas in civil society and outside. So there's nothing about the Gambia's policy environment that I'm not afraid with. Seriously. I mean, I've said this in many places. There is no place I have not been to in this country. From State House in Banjul to Basse Area Council, Karaba Beach Hotel, Tendaba Camp, Simbola, you know, Karawan Area Council, I mean, any other resort, Carton, you know, I mean, various offices to have a meeting about some budget, some plan, some project, about some monitoring. I've been in all sorts of committees, steering committee for education or agriculture, a government committee or a civil society committee, you know, every initiative more or less, I've been in it, I've witnessed it and so on. But you know, I come 35 years later today, and I look at this Gambia. And I must say, during that period, I have benefited, you know. it gave me a job, a source of living.
Yeah.
Yes. It made me privileged because of that job. I've been to New York.
Yeah.
I've been to Geneva. I've been to London. I've been to Asia, across Africa. And I've received the pavilions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've had connections. I've stayed in 5-star hotels. To the point that over the period, it has been very success to get resources to go and develop myself, to send my children to private schools, to build myself a home.
Yeah.
And all that work is supposedly for the development of the Gambia, for the development of our people. But 35 years down, I mean, in a matter of few years, I will reach retirement age of 60. And I retire. I mean, when I look back, what do I see? The poverty, the deprivation, the unemployment, I mean, the corruption, all right, the underdevelopment that is in this country. So I ask myself, if I'm honest to myself, but what did we achieve? Really, what did we achieve? Because, I mean, and that is me probably not in charge, not like in the public office and so on. I mean, just being a journalist or a civil society actor. And for most of that time, much more somebody who are really the real decision makers. You do this until you retire. I remember now, a very good boss, Mr. Rabo, Usman Yabo, and some of my older brothers, my late elder brother Kerr Jobarteh, he was a PS, at education up to, when he retired. And we would have this agreement, when we were at education, when we were at this place, our time, and I would say, but really, what did you achieve? What did you build? If we had built, so where's the foundation? Why is it that we are in this situation now? And you still hear people say that when the Gambia had the best civil service
during
Jawara's time. I said, how could we have the best civil service and today we are like this? What happened? All right. So it's a matter of self-evaluation, being honest to oneself, to realize that we have not achieved what we should achieve. And we should have achieved that, because we've seen another country which gained independence in 1965, Singapore, where they are today. They are among the top 5 countries, advanced countries. So what is the problem? So after all these years, therefore, in this public service sector space, all right, I came to the realization, and which is something that I have lamented also over the years, that there is a missing link in our governance and development process. And that missing link is transparency and accountability. Yes. But at the end of the day, we had the good plans, we had the good projects, we had the good budgets, yes, we had the good policies. Yes, they are all there. But they are not able to be translated into real outcomes, real changes, real impact in the lives of the people. And why? Because there has not been accountability. And so for me, I got to a point, something that I have lamented over and over. I remember when I was at Tangier around 2009 or 2010, being frustrated with this matter, I initiated, at Tangier at the time when I was head of programs, what we call the policy dialogues. That every 2 months we bring policy makers from government, participants, even political parties, private sector, civil society, to look at the government policy, where we are, what are the issues, and so on. So coming this far, therefore, I got to the conclusion that the missing link has been that government has not been transparent and accountable. Civil society has not been holding government accountable. The people have not been holding government accountable. And government is a central engine that can transform this country. And if that engine is weak, is faulty, you cannot generate a strong private sector. You cannot create strong communities. You cannot build fundamental, solid development I mean, everything you do will be haphazard, as we see right now. Even the infrastructure they talk about, you see poor quality infrastructure. You look at utilities. Until today, why can't you have 24/7 uninterrupted electricity in this country?
Yeah.
You know, which we should have had since 1970.
Yeah.
You know, you look at Banjul Bara, one ferry, where we should have breached that place since 1970. If not, you know, having at least five ferries running 24/7 non-stop.
Yeah.
And you cannot just do that. So when you look at every sector, from any sector, agriculture to sports to energy to security, you see weaknesses.
Yeah.
And nothing happens because at the end of the day, there's no consequence. Yes. Public institutions, public officials would do anything they do, good or bad, no consequence.
No consequence.
Yes. Instead, they get rewarded.
Yep.
Yes. So the corruption, the inefficiency, the poor performance and everything else, they get rewarded instead. And this is why is the media allowing this? Why is civil society allowing this? Why are our communities allowing this? So, Fatou, therefore, I got to a point to say, we need to go on the offensive.
Yeah.
And EF Small Center, we are not here to go to a workshop in Carabao Hotel. I don't care to be invited. Because anything you will discuss at Carabao Hotel, Fatou, I can tell you, we have discussed it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yes.
You know, so I'm not interested to go to Carabao Hotel for some workshop, some policy meeting.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no. To go to Geneva or New York, I'm not interested in that. All right? We need to go on the offensive to make sure that the president is held to account, that parliamentarians are held to account, that the police IGP is held to account, that anyone in public office, you are held to account, that we will not give anyone any chance. Any iota of mistake, you get out.
Yes.
Because you have no reason whatsoever to make a mistake. Much more to do it deliberately.
Yeah.
Because you have all the resources, you know, given to you by the people to perform a task. You should perform that task and perform it excellently. Otherwise, you get out. You get somebody in there.
Yeah.
And that is the rationale of Edward Francis Moore Center for Arts and Justice. Uncompromising accountability.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is to go on the offensive. Yes. So this is it. And so in terms of the objective, therefore, we've situated it on 5 pillars.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 pillars. And these are all human rights principles and standards. All right. The first pillar is freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah. So the 5 pillars are freedom, equality, empowerment, transparency, and accountability. These are our 5 pillars. And our objectives are surrounded around these 5 pillars. Because freedom...
Yeah, I want to look at freedom first.
Yes, freedom.
Yeah. Why is it important for us to have total freedom?
Yeah.
Why is it important for us to be free as a people? Shouldn't we have some kind of, at least, you know, controls? I don't know how to say it. Should we have total freedom?
Yeah, I get it. Because when you say freedom, people assume freedom. I think we make a loose translation of it. It means recklessness, probably, irresponsibility, doing whatever you want, and you know, I mean, I mean, that is freedom.
Yeah.
No, from the rights perspective, that is not freedom. Freedom is responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes. Freedom is responsibility, freedom is respect, freedom is protection. And, you know, it underpins all the other things that we are coming to say.
Yeah.
But in this society, we should be free.
Yeah.
And as the Constitution has laid it out, the freedom to have this kind of conversations.
Yes.
The freedom of the media. You should have freedom of opinion. Yeah. You should have freedom of assembly.
Yeah.
Yes. To, you know, associate, to move about. You should have that freedom.
Yeah.
Yes. You should be free. I mean, not restricted because you are a woman, or you are a Muslim or a Christian, or you are a Jola or Mandinka, or you are from Banjul, or but say, or you are passing with disability, or you belong to low caste or high caste, or nothing should restrict your freedom on account of those kinds of things. Yeah. So we should be free, so that we are able to pursue our dreams. You know, we should be able to pursue our dreams. We should be able to seek opportunities.
How free are we right now as a nation, as a people?
Yeah. So
freedom of assembly, freedom of movement,
so
freedom of speaking.
limited. Yes, very limited by law, by culture, all right, by religion, you know, by society. You know, some because that is how the culture is. So it's a misinterpretation, let's say, of religion. You know, for example, I mean, you had the issue of FGM here. I think it limits freedom.
Yeah.
And because, you know, some people believe the women got to be, you know, circumcised. Or some even believe women cannot be leaders.
Yeah.
You know, so that is limiting freedom, you know, based on some misconceived misinterpretation of religion, you know. You know, some is cultural because, you know, you go to some communities down there, you know, some are so-called slaves. They cannot be, you know, alcalde or sefer or leaders. You know, so that is taking away freedom. Yes, but the laws are there too. You express a view, you get arrested. I mean, want to protest, you have to go and get a permit from the IG who decides how many hours you should protest. And where? I mean, you know, what the distance you should protest and the location of where you should protest. So if they wish, they can send you to the bush to go and protest. And that IGP doesn't own this country. You know, that person doesn't own this country. It is the citizens who own this country. So, you know, so when you look at it, you realize that Gambians are not free. You know, in many, many ways, we have been restricted. And that is important that we are free, because freedom generates wealth. Yes, freedom creates initiatives. Look, we have Kerr Fatou. It's freedom that has enabled this. But we could have gone beyond this. So that, you know, when I say this, I know listener, somebody would say, but okay, we have Kerr Fatou, that's freedom. Yes. But I'm just saying the extent of our freedom is so limited. And when we allow freedom to reign, to prevail, it brings economic well-being. It brings social justice. It brings peace. It brings harmony. Yes, because a lot of conflict in our homes is because of, in our minds, we are restricting, controlling each other, you know, against people's rights and people's, you know, freedoms. We are failing to perform our responsibilities. You know, I mean, that cause a lot of damage and injustice and so on. So freedom is fundamental.
It's fundamental.
Right. So we want to promote freedom as an objective. We want to promote a free society. So that will require a lot of education. You know, because people need to understand what is culture, what is politics, I mean, what is governance, what is citizenship, really. I mean, how do we fight corruption and so on. So freedom is a pillar, first pillar. Then the next pillar is equality. Yes. So that when we say freedom and we achieve freedom, we obtain equality. So that if you look at in the Gambia, again, equality is very restricted. You know, equality creates inclusion. You know, it's diversity. So that we are saying, let us recognize the diversity of the Gambia. You know, it's a multi-religious, multi-ethnic society. In between, so many elements are there. Even our dresses are diverse, our foods are diverse. And you know, Fabi, I tell people, imagine we say we want a Gambian Gambian lunch event. Let every ethnic group bring your national dish. I mean, the delicious, the aroma that will, you know, flow that day. But imagine also we say, let's have a Gambian cuisine. I mean, a Gambian, a dress forum, you know, fair, for example. You know, everyone come in their traditional, the beauty of it, the colors, and so on. And we can translate that into many others. Gambian music, and every sector of our society. So you look at the diversity, and the, you know, when we say equality, it's about unity. When we say unity, it's about difference. Yes, you know. One thing that is the same cannot unite with itself. You unite with a different, you know, man and woman unite. Yes, to build a family. Yes, I mean, so our unity of the Gambia presupposes the difference of tribe, of religion, of food, of music, of dress, of, you know, everything else. And that is where our strength is. You know, so we need to educate Gambians, therefore, to understand equality.
Yeah.
That it is not just in that food and dress and so, but equality also in power.
In power.
Yes, in participation. So that persons with disabilities, for example, they need to participate. They also belong to this society.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. You go to a National Assembly today, there's no Christian there.
Wow.
Yeah. There's no person with disability in the National Assembly. There's no Manjago there. There's no Karolinka there in our National Assembly. But, I mean, these are all, and other, there are some little minor ethnic groups that are not there.
Yeah.
And so, how do we create a National Assembly that reflects the diversity of the Gambian society? But then you can go down to local councils. Do they reflect the diversity of Gambian society? How do we make sure all of these, the ethnic groups, the religions of the Gambia are reflected in our high decision-making bodies and so on? Then you come to service delivery. I mean, how are other people getting services? Because they are persons with disabilities, or they are old people, or they are women.
Yeah.
Are our services inclusive enough to make sure all of these people enjoy? So equality comes in that form as well. And then participation, but not just participation. I mean, because being elected in National Assembly is part of participation, but also, in our communities, people participate, not marginalized based on who they are, their origin, their name, and so on. All right, but also the economy. Yeah. I mean, how do we make sure the economy is such that all manner of Gambians see opportunity in it?
Yeah.
So when we say equality, it's political, it's economic, it's social, it's cultural. And out of that also builds a better Gambia. Yes. And so our objective, therefore, is how do we therefore identify the barriers and remove these barriers so that nobody is prevented from, being included, being involved, be able to participate. So that is equality, which one can talk about it the whole day.
Yeah.
Which takes us to empowerment.
Empowerment.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, freedom and equality cannot be achieved without empowerment.
Yeah.
Edward Francis Small Center, or Madi Jobarteh alone, or Fatou Toure on your own, you cannot liberate a people.
No.
You cannot free a people. You cannot make everybody participate. Ultimately, every one of us is responsible for our liberation.
Yeah.
Now, what we can do in that project is to empower people with information. Because a lot of the time, we are disempowered with what is in our head.
Yeah.
We feel we cannot, so we don't try.
Yeah.
Yes. Why do we feel we cannot? Because we feel we are a person with disability. No, we are a Christian, or we are a Muslim, or we are a woman, or we are a Jola, or a, Sarahule, or so, some identity. So we feel we cannot participate, we cannot do this. And so we got to empower people to realize that, no, you are a human being. You are a citizen. Yeah. This is your right. But not just your right, this is also your duty.
Your duty.
Yes. Yeah. And not just your duty, but this is a benefit that you should have.
You should have.
Yes. So with that empowerment, with that enlightenment, people would begin to realize, look, I have to therefore step up. Yes, I have to speak up. Yes, I have to stand out.
Yeah.
Yes, I have to engage. I have to resist. I have to refuse. I have to demand.
Yeah.
Yes, services, rights. I mean, I have to protect myself and so on. My environment, I have to protect it. That's why I said citizenship. For example, we are not yet Gambians, because that's an empowerment issue. So that you begin to realize, if I'm a Gambian, what does that mean? Is it just because I'm born in Kotu, I have a birth certificate? But what is my civic duty?
Yeah.
To the environment, to my neighbor, to myself, to everything else, to fight corruption, to promote, diversity and inclusion and so on. Yeah. So that's an empowerment issue that we want to engage in to therefore empower our people.
With information.
With analysis, through conversation. So we hope one day we will go around our communities and have this conversation. Just sit under the tree. We don't want to take people to Carabao Hotel, no.
Yeah.
Or Sarada Carabao.
Because that's the normal thing.
Yeah, I know. No, we don't want to talk to those people. We're going to you know, deep here in Latria, in Brusubi, in Kartong, in, you know, Banjul, in Farafanya, in Boraba, in Basse.
Yeah.
Sit with the people, the youth, the women, market women, taxi drivers, you know, to know their rights. Yes. To know how to demand their rights, defend those rights, how to demand services.
Yeah.
Yes. How do you demand services? Look at all these roads around this country. You know, look at electricity service.
Yeah.
I mean, and so on. So that is what we want, what we mean when we say empowerment. That, you know, again, like freedom, like equality, Gambians are not fully empowered.
Yeah.
Yes, and that explains all the mess in this country. Yeah, because, I mean, the people are the majority.
Yeah.
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 So how can the people suffer the corruption, the underdevelopment, you know, and then they don't do anything about it because they are not empowered.
They're not empowered.
Yeah, because they don't even understand the dynamics. Somebody is poor and cannot connect his or her poverty
Yeah.
to the policies coming out of National Assembly, to the decisions out of State House, to the laws, you know, that exist, to the, you know, and everything else, you know, to the performance of institutions. And we don't have activists sit here. I saw NAWEC issue a statement yesterday talking about, you know, we are sorry, feeder in these 8 places, there will be no electricity.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my house furious.
Yeah.
I mean, why should we have this all the time?
Yeah.
Those feeders should have problems when there's a major disaster.
Yeah.
But I mean, what backup plan there for those who never have? Are you saying these rains are just they're causing problem with your transmitters or transformers, however they call them, and you know, for 60 years of independence? I mean, you go to other countries, the torrential rains that fall, and electricity is still there.
On,
and when it rains, this is the time when we need electricity.
Yes, when you need electricity.
But the rest of society sit down
and it's
and
normalized.
never say so, and life goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we cannot even sue NAWEC, can we?
No, we can't because the law protects.
The law is protecting them.
So meaning we need to challenge that law.
Yeah.
You cannot sue the Gambia Ferry Service because the law
protects
it. It's in the law. So all of these are things we need to challenge, but provided people are empowered to realize, look, again, it comes back to the citizenship, the sovereignty. Who is the citizen? Does the Gambia belong to NAWEC, the president, or does it belong to you?
To you, the Gambians.
Right. You know, so we got to do that empowerment so that when you look at this, the nature of our objectives, therefore, I said 5.
Yeah.
But 3 of them
are
about the people.
About the people.
Freedom, equality,
empowerment.
About the people.
Okay. Yes.
The individual, the community, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about them.
Yeah.
Then the last 2, transparency and accountability, that's about the state. Yeah. Transparency, the state has to be transparent. And share information, accurate information, timely information. The state has created what they call Access to Information Act.
Yeah.
With an information commission. Still, we have submitted, you know, dozens of requests, you know, for information to public institutions, and they all fail.
What happened? They don't respond back?
They don't respond, or they respond late, and then they respond without the information we are requesting. So meaning the state is not transparent. So before the Access to Information Act, I know you as a journalist, and we have all lamented how difficult it is
to have access.
And it is created, and government people, you hear the Minister of Information or some government officials sit there and say, this government is transparent, we want to be transparent. But now we have the evidence. Yes, you have now created a law with an institution for the enforcement of that law. And you see now you refuse to give the information.
Wow. Yes.
You know, so if anything, as bad as they are not giving the information, but it gives us the evidence that now you are not transparent.
You're not transparent.
Because we ask for the information and you are not giving us the information. You know, so that is the element about transparency. That's our objective about transparency. How to make government transparent. And government has to be transparent because they are acting on behalf of
the people.
For the welfare of the people.
Why is it important for government to be transparent?
Because transparency would prevent corruption. And when we say corruption, sometimes you don't need to say anything else. Corruption encompasses everything.
Everything.
Whether it's human rights violations, poor service delivery,
Yeah.
Abuse of power, disregard of the rule of law,
Yeah.
conflict of interest, poverty,
Yeah.
Injustice, inequality. All of these are out of corruption.
Out of corruption.
Yes. So the transparency, therefore, it prevents corruption. Therefore, it prevents all of these things. That's why it's so important that there is transparency. Without it, I don't see how we can have a better Gambia at all. And for the past 60 years, our government has not been transparent.
Wow.
And that explains, therefore, the situation in which we are.
We are today.
And so, because it is not transparent, we have our fifth objective, accountability, becomes an issue. Because there cannot be accountability if there's no transparency. Because at the end of the day, if I need to hold you to account, I need to know on what should I hold you to account.
Yeah.
What are your terms of reference? Yes. What is your contract? Yes. How much money has been given to you to build this school or this road? All right. How did that process go to identify who should be the contractor?
Yeah.
These are all transparency issues.
Yeah.
They have accountability issues, because I cannot hold you to account if that is not there.
Yeah.
So accountability and transparency, they are twins.
Yes.
Yes, they are two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
One cannot go without the
other one.
Yes. So our final pillar, therefore, is that accountability. And that means, how do we make sure government adheres to the rule of law? Because we don't want government to commit a violation, to break the law, and then we go and hold it to account.
Yeah.
All right. Through a protest.
Yeah.
For example, through court
actions,
through a petition, and naming and shaming and complaining at home and so on.
Yeah.
No. First and foremost, government abide by the law. Yes. Abide by the law.
Abide by the law.
Respect the rule of law. Perform your functions as set out in the law. So meaning perform and deliver. Deliver quality services. Deliver efficiently, effectively. So again, I saw Nawek make an announcement. If you can call any problem, in this range, they said like do's and don'ts during the range, you can call. And I said, but look at this. Last year, I had a meter problem. I had to take my vehicle to Farato, the substation, to carry them. But that is after I had to call across.
Yeah.
Because I call one office noise, that other one. In the end, I had to go personal, like personal skills.
Yeah.
Yes. And in some instances, some would even have to bribe.
Yeah.
That's why accountability is critical, because corruption comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is it that somebody at home would have to? Now will tell, I don't have a vehicle. And you have that instance, whether it's the police, whether it's the health facilities, where you need service and they'll tell you there's no vehicle.
There's no vehicle.
Or that there's no fuel, or there's only one vehicle. It went to our other place. So when they come back.
Yeah, that's a common thing.
Yeah. So that means there is lack of efficiency. There is lack of performance and delivery.
Wow.
And so this accountability pillar, therefore, we have, is how do we make sure that the government upholds the rule of law, that decisions and actions are according to the law, and that decisions and actions are efficient, yes, are just and fair, and above all, decisions and actions are delivering services that are impacting the lives of the people. I mean, any country that has developed, I know, and there is peace and justice and stability, it is because of these 5 pillars.
Wow.
So, yes, Small Center, therefore, this is the whole rationale, and as I said, we are not here to have a discussion about that at Caraba Hotel. All right, no. If any discussion we're going to have is with the people in the community. Yes. But as far as the state is concerned, and duty bearers, not just the state, but duty bearers as a whole. Yeah. All right, the state at the local and central level, duty bearers, they could be businesses or CSOs or even institutions like Kerr Fatou. Yeah. We are not going to negotiate with you. Yeah. Yes, we are going to say, Kerr Fatou has to respect the law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will just, come on the attack.
Yeah.
Yes, because the law is clear.
The law is
You
clear.
have to abide by the law.
Right.
And government cannot be telling citizens, which they are very notorious of saying, from the president down, respect the law, abide by the law.
Yes.
And they don't respect the law.
Yes.
They don't respect the law.
Why? And I say this, I keep saying, who is policing the police?
All right. So,
If government officials are violating laws that they themselves are the custodian, they protect these laws, they're supposed to enforce it, like the police or National Assembly members or ministers. They are supposed to be the people that are supposed to set examples for us. There have been court rulings where the court says the police should do certain things. They don't do it. And everybody is quiet about it. We just speak about it and nothing happens. So what kind of society is that?
That's lawlessness. So Gambia, I made a post on Facebook to say there's lawlessness in this society because we have a lawless government. Government should not be seen respecting one law today, or out there and then ignoring
The other law.
or others. Government has to respect all laws all the time. Or other than that, it is a lawless government. And that creates a lawless society because lawlessness, it creates corruption. Yes, corruption is lawlessness.
But what if the law doesn't favor government? For example, a ruling against the government.
That idea doesn't exist. The government has a duty, and there's no space for that it has to respect the law. Yes, because the law set up the government. So that government has to respect the law. And Father, I mentioned America previously.
Yeah.
And this is one of the inspiration I got from American history, American leaders.
Okay.
See, when they were trying to set up the United States of America, as I said, people don't even know what kind of country are we going to have? What is a united federal, government, and so on. So a bunch of their leaders, founding what they call their founding fathers, were writing some articles trying to explain this idea, and those papers, that they were publishing were gathered eventually, and it is called the Federalist Papers. Yeah. So anyone who is familiar with American history or you are not, I'll encourage you to go and read the Federalist Papers. Okay. It will give you huge enlightenment about a lot of things, not just governance, but even about life to live, Yeah. And so one of the, I can't remember the name now, some guy called Hamilton or Franklin or something, or maybe Franklin Hamilton, as I do Americans, But this guy wrote about the idea of rule of law. Okay. Because the question was raised, if we are not going to have a kingdom, but we are going to have a government run by, men and women. Yeah. How do we make sure that those men and women in public institutions will abide by the law? Yeah. So that became a big question. How do we, who now police the police? Yes. So this guy wrote this paper about the idea of rule of law. Yeah. Said it is an inbuilt mechanism within the law, the legal system, the institutional framework, in which the government itself has inside it themselves holding each other to account. Yeah. So they are all equal state institutions, but because of their roles and the powers and so on, the laws gave them, they are able to hold each other to account. So, for example, the idea of separation of powers. So you have the executive, but it is held to account by the Congress. In our case, by the National Assembly and the executive. Yeah. But you have the judiciary holding to account, everyone else. But even apart from the judiciary, the legislature, you go in the executive, it has institutions. Yes. So that in our case, we have institutions that executive institutions holding each other to account. Yeah. All right. So, of course, the police can hold anyone to account. Yeah. It's an institution under the executive. So they can hold anyone to account. If a minister is corrupt or, and so on, the police can arrest you. A permanent secretary, if you engage corruption, the attorney general can try you, can prosecute you, for example. We have bodies, other state institutions, let's say the National Human Rights Commission, they can hold the police to account. for violating human rights.
Yeah.
Violating human rights.
Yeah.
So when you look through, you will see a lot of public accountability institutions.
Yeah.
Who is an accountability institution?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Gambia Consumer
Protection.
It's an accountability institution. FSQA, they are all there.
Yeah.
So given the nature of the institution in the laws, therefore the state itself has accountability mechanisms within. And that is also expressed in the law, that you have to abide by the law. That in itself is an expression of accountability, that as an IGP, it tells you what you can do, what you cannot do. As a president, what you can do, what you cannot do. If you go to the constitution, it tells you, even the National Assembly is the overarching body, the law-making body, what kind of laws you can make and what kind of laws you cannot make. So you abide by those provisions, so that you limit yourself to the powers you have. So that creates the checks and balances. So, and we have that in the Gambia, but then ignored, because at the end of the day, no consequence.
No consequence.
Yeah, you can, as a public official, you can violate the law, you can plunder public resources, you can fail to perform your functions, you can even insult people, and no accountability.
No accountability.
No consequence whatsoever, unless being rewarded.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
EF Small Center, we have come to challenge that. Yes.
And we have seen the center issue statement on almost everything, every issue, you have always made a position paper known. Why is that important in this age and today Gambia?
Yeah.
Why is it important?
So this fits with all our elements, our 5 pillars.
Yeah.
So we issue the papers. One, we are on the offensive.
Yes.
We're telling you as a public institution or public official, what you are doing, what you are saying is wrong.
It's wrong.
All right. I wish we have the resources. You would have bombarded the courts. Yes. I wish we have, government will listen to us. You would have occupied the streets every day.
Yeah.
Accountability. But at the minimum, what we can tell you is put it in your face that what you are doing, what you are saying, what you are not doing is not right. This is what you should do. Just last week, Ministry of Basic Education issued a press statement saying students cannot take part in protest. We issued a statement to say that is wrong.
Yeah.
So the reason we are doing this, one is accountability, all right? But two is transparency also.
Yeah.
Because these things are issued. Who knows about them?
Yeah.
To what extent? So we by speaking about these things, we popularize that issue. And through that also, it fits into the empowerment thing, because it's enlightening people to know there's this issue, and yes, this is what government is saying, but there's another perspective. And so, and that leads to the freedom and equality issues that we are talking about. So that is one. But number two, also we are documenting. Yes, we are documenting, our processes, our institutions, our actions, our decisions. We are documenting them. All right. And I hope someday governments will come to do research to realize that these are issues that we are discussing here, and somebody address them. So we are documenting, everything that is happening, particularly what public institutions are doing or not doing. We are documenting it. And one day, apart from that research and so on, but we may be sitting at a commission of inquiry to say, look, we have said
this before.
Yes, we had said this. And whoever is coming to also learn from it, that look, whatever you do, remember, somebody was there here before you did it, and we had spoken about it. So we are documenting what is happening. I mean, it's accountability, as I said, it's transparency, as I said. And, it fits therefore into the very rational purpose of what EFSMOS is about. And so far, not just the press statements we are issuing. A lot of our work is not out. Okay, we are writing to public institutions, whether you know it or not. Every day we are writing to public institutions to seek information, information that they should have given to Gambians about how they are managing our resources, how they are performing their functions, or why they fail to do this or that. We are writing to institutions. All right. This morning, we have submitted 8 letters on the issue of the NAWEC contractors who died last year. 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah.
All right. Because we had sent a request for information to NAWEC to find out what is happening, why is the investigation report of that incident, and what accountability steps were taken for that. And NAWEC responded, the law gives them 21 days. NAWEC responded 24 days later.
Wow.
All right. But not just late, but they also failed to give the requested information. Instead, they refer us to the contractor KEI Industries Limited.
And that has been the trend now. They don't give you information, they refer you. What is the essence of the information, access to information bill though?
All right. So we said, fine. We will reach out to KEI Industries. But also, the reply you people give us, we still hold NAWEC squarely responsible for that incident, and therefore we are sending a letter this morning to the Attorney General's office, to the Inspector General's office, to NAWEC itself, to KEI itself, all right, to the National Human Rights Commission, to the Department of Labor, to the Gambia Workers Confederation, and to the Gambia Bar Association, demanding that the state institutions hold NAWEC accountable. That NAWEC and KEI should ensure that they deliver compensation to the victims and hold accountable whoever is responsible, and so on. So we are doing that. So that is just NAWEC, but we have sent letters to State House, to ministries, to departments, to agencies.
Have you ever had any response from the State House?
No response. Not request for information, they don't respond. And our action letters to demand them to take action, they don't respond. We sent them a letter last month on the burning of the Ministry of Fisheries headquarters. Ministry of Head Office. And because we had requested, again, to the Ministry of Fisheries in October 2024 to give us the police report, investigation report of that fire incident. They did not respond until December 2024, 4 months later.
Wow.
When they were supposed to do so in 21 days.
In 21 days.
But for the first time, an institution gave us the requested information.
Okay.
So they did deliver us the police report.
Even though the time was surpassed.
Time surpassed, but at least for the first time,
they gave
us that. We subjected it to analysis, legal analysis, and we took a position, and we wrote therefore to the ministry, to the Attorney General, to the Inspector General of Police, to the National Human Rights Commission, and to the Office of the President, asking the Office of the President, copy to all this, to take action, because the burden of that office is through negligence. And public officials should be held to account for the burning down of the Ministry of Fisheries. So I can give many examples. So we are doing that. Yes. So I mean, the statements is what people see. You know, we have not more things to do. You know, going to the communities. All those will come. But in the meantime, as I said, we are going on the offensive to hold the state to account according to law.
At what point should we see the EFC Center for Rights and Justice pursue these cases in court? Because at some point, if they are not giving us information, that should be the only if the court pushes them.
The courts and protest.
And protest. It seems like protest now is even working way better than even the courts, because we have seen court orders being ignored, but with protest, they listen. We have seen what had happened with the Garlic situation.
If you are involved in advocacy and activism, in social change, political change, you would come to appreciate the value of litigation and protest. They are all very important. You know, and I'm happy you just raised the issue of the protest. And that is it, because a protest can give you immediate results. And the Gala protest has proven that. Litigation usually may not give you immediate result. Because that's a whole process it takes, you know. But like protest, litigation also is very significant because
It is.
litigation can also lead to legal reforms, institutional reforms, and not to mention, accountability for violations and so on.
So on, yeah.
So they are all very important in their own right.
Yeah.
So when we will get into this, as EF Small Center, because these are resource intensive also.
Yes.
Yeah. So we are still less than 1 year. As I said, we are not building something like any other kind of NGO or civil society organization. Yeah. No. So I know we are not going to get funding from the big donors. Yeah. And we are not looking to those big donors to fund. We want this organization to be funded by Gambians. Yes. Ultimately, we will come out to say, donate to us your $5, your $10, and that is what we will use to go to court to do and protest, to do the civic education, and so on across the country. Yes. So we are not there yet. Yeah. But we are not building this organization for 1 year or 2 years. At this moment, what I am doing is to build the foundation. I have some really energetic young people as volunteers. Yeah. In the media aspect of it, as program people, we've developed all the necessary policies. Yeah. An organization should have. Yeah. Policies that will guarantee transparency, accountability. Okay. Because that you cannot call for accountability and transparency, and we are not accountable. And we have to build all the necessary structures, instruments to guarantee that. Yeah. All right. But also, how do we ensure our visibility? So just last month we have unveiled our website. Yes, I saw that. Yes. Yeah. And we have social media accounts. All right. So we're still seeking more volunteers. So we're going slowly and steadily. But ultimately, we want to build a formidable organization that will be, present in every part of the Gambia. That will be engaging Gambians. Yeah. To build that Gambian that that is in the like of Edward Francis Small. Who stood up for this country as an activist, as a journalist, as a trade unionist, to defend Gambians, farmers, workers, everyone else, to demand for representative institutions and democracy that eventually led to our independence. So we want to build that kind of citizen. Yeah. So and I'm sure we'll get there.
And how forceful is the organization going to be across everybody? Who is left out when it comes to the FC? It seems like Madi doesn't spare anybody, or the organization. As long as you're not doing anything that you're doing things that are violating rights or creating chaos or whatever. It seems like it's the reason why I asked this question, because in Gambia, if something happens. If Madi doesn't issue a statement, you will see everybody, I don't care who issued, even if the president issues a statement, as long as Madi Jobarteh has not issued a statement, that is a problem.
That is a problem.
Why do you think at this point we want your take on everything?
Well, but one can look at it from a positive and negative point of view. Yeah. Positively, because Madi has demonstrated his commitment, consistency, and unapologetic stance against abuse, against misconduct, against violations, against corruption, sparing no one and nothing. And that is non-negotiable. Yeah. If it will cost me friendship, let it cost me friendship. Yeah. It will cost me family, let it cost me family. If it will cost me money, let it cost me money. All right. But as a person, what I value most is my freedom. Is the freedom of my conscience. Yes, it's my well-being. And for me, that is what gives me that well-being and that free conscience. Yeah. You as Fatou, how much friendship we have cannot give me that. Yeah. Yes. How much money you give me cannot give me that. Yes. And so if Fatou, I come to learn, Kerr Fatou did this, I'm coming to come after Fatou in a way you'll be like, but
is that
Madi, you know, so, you know, that is it. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not out of any ill will.
Yeah.
I just feel there's a principle that has to be upheld.
Yeah.
And Fatou and me and everyone else have to uphold that principle.
Yeah.
Abide by that principle.
Yeah.
And we hold each other to account based on that principle. So that's all about it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if you don't want to talk to me, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Has there been instances where it's really a tough call for you? Because I've seen people that, you know, you say, that's Madi's friend, that's Madi's person, and Madi just comes out and issue a statement. And I'm like, oh my God, Madi, I will come to you.
Yeah, I mean, because, you know, in this country, we're all related. All related.
Yeah.
Family, friends, you know, in very many ways, school, neighborhood, workplace, and so on. So practically, I mean, from the cabinet down, you know, there's nobody that I don't have a relationship with. Yes, in some way. You know, not directly, but indirectly through another one.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that even if it is, I don't know, I know somebody who is so close to Fatou, who I so close to, that if I touch you, I will touch that person as well.
Well.
You know, also. Yeah, so, but if we go by, you know, say, because we know each other, we are all related, then two things. Either all of us uphold the principles and we'll have a great society. Yeah. Yes, because when people say Gambia, we are one big family, there's a lot of positivity in that, because it means if that is the case, then let me not do something and disappoint Fatou. Yeah. Yes. So meaning I will do the good, the right thing, according to the law and so on. So imagine we all do that. We would have had a great society. Yeah, but on the other hand, if that is what we look at, we are all related, and so we cannot say this to each other, then it means we are saying, let us all value the principles. And if we do, then we have the Gambia we have right now. Wow. Yeah. So for me, I have taken a decision. This is it. And I can tell you, it has a huge cost on me. Yeah. In any way you can imagine. Yeah, but I think I've passed the point of no return. I mean, this will continue. Yeah. So so this is what I do, and so practically everyone. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I want to uphold. Yeah. Now, you know, I think you also raised, was saying like the negative part of that. Like, you know, everyone says Madi. Okay, and I was saying how, because of the consistency and my commitment, that so you create a certain level of profile around you. Yeah, and so genuinely, I mean, legitimately or unsurprisingly, people will definitely call out Madi. Madi speak about this. Yeah, and I see that happen all the time. All the time. But you know, on the flip side, on the negative side also, it saddens me. And it goes back to the original conversation we had about citizenship. Yeah. Because I think, honestly, I think it is shameful. I mean, and it is very sad that in the whole country, citizens would say one person when something goes wrong in the society. So it raises the question, therefore, what are the rest doing? Yeah. So I think, so when I hear this kind of call, it also saddens me. Everyone, I mean, I don't want to say everyone should be Madi. Yeah. Like, everyone should be an active citizen. Yeah. A patriotic citizen. So the fact that you would call out, but Madi, you did not, I mean, things happened on Facebook. I mean, this recent issue, and many others. You know, I would hear people say Madi, and I sit down and wonder, do you try to find out, okay, why is Madi at this? Why do you call out Madi? Yeah, because Madi is the one who speaks. But how come Madi is speaking and you are not speaking? So that in this context, we should all be competing as to who is standing most for the Gambia. Yeah. So the moment you call out, let's say Madi, because I don't get up and say, hey, what did Fatou say? Yeah. What did Alaji Barrow say? No, because I know Alhaji Barrow is fulfilling his duty, and I should not be, behind him. I should be shoulder to shoulder with him, if not in front of him.
Yeah.
So I will never say, what did Coach Pasamba Jao say? No. What did Fatou say? I will never say that, because if I say that it means I have given up my citizenship. I have, stop back.
I think at this point it's more of that confidence and that, Mario, like your opinion matters to people.
I get that.
Yeah.
But that is what I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
How did, nobody elected me to do this.
No.
Nobody pays me
No.
to do this. When I was born on my naming ceremony, they did not say,
Madi's going to
boy is going. So, why is Madi doing this? Because Madi believes in it, but he's aware of that he is a citizen of this republic and determined to defend this republic and the constitution.
Yeah.
But what Madi, when I say that should be what every citizen should
be.
You see, again, I go back to the American thing, to show you America how they inspire me.
Yeah, I don't know how come you don't like our people, but you are inspired by. Is it because
I think the founding fathers had great ideas.
Yes,
but since then, the presidents that came until this, buffoon that is sitting there at White House, they betrayed
the founding fathers,
the ideas of the founding fathers.
Yeah.
So, when America was writing their constitution, they had this thing called Constitutional Conference in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And America started with 13 colonies, British colonies. So people had no idea what this independence mean. What does this mean? And so they said we go to send delegates to the Constitutional Conference in Philadelphia to write a constitution. So even the idea of constitution, people are like, what is that?
What is that? Yeah.
So a lot of ordinary people came to the front of the Constitutional Conference, the conference hall.
Yeah.
So let us wait and see what are they going to come with. So one of their founding leaders, I forgot his name, just came out. An old woman asked him and said, "What kind of country are you going to give us?" And this man responded to her, said, "A republic," and added, "if you can keep it."
If you can keep it.
Out of that statement, we should write it. Every office, every home. He said, "A republic, if you can keep it." No, for me, that defines citizenship. That defines sovereignty. That defines our purpose.
Yeah.
No, that is deep.
Yeah.
If one understands what that is
if
deep.
you can keep it.
So for me, that statement, that is what inspires me. That I want to keep the Republic of the Gambia. That is, I want to protect. I want to defend. I want to develop. I want to save the Republic of the Gambia. That should be the mantra of each and every citizen. You see, that's why we at Small Center, we will do empowerment. Because Gambians, we are not keeping our republic. So if Madi thinks this way, why are you not thinking so? Why is Lamin not thinking so, or Peter or Mary or Sambojang or Fabakari or Dominga, everyone thinking like that? Why? So if that is the case, only for you to now come, hey, but Madi, talk about this.
Yeah.
I'll be ashamed, Fatou. For something to happen in the Gambia and I say, Fatou, talk about this. That means I've surrendered my birthright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means I've surrendered my citizenship. I've surrendered my purpose. So when I see some Gambians say, but Madi, you did not talk about this. I feel embarrassment. I feel sadness. I feel pity. I sympathize them. I just wish they know the meaning of what they are saying.
Yeah.
Madi, talk about this. But Madi, we did not hear you talk about this.
Maybe we should refrain it. We want Madi's opinion on this. Because we always,
it's the same thing.
Because we value your opinion on issues.
I'm sure you are still getting my point.
No, I get your point as to what you're saying.
The thing is,
that should be every Gambian's.
My opinion.
Yeah.
The way you value it, and the reason why you would value it.
It should be the reason.
The same you know, and
Yeah.
so that if we are all like that, if we are all like that,
Yeah.
you think the nonsense in this country would happen? Not just from 2017.
Yeah.
We would not even have the 1994 coup. Jauro would not even be sitting here, would have served for 30 years.
Yeah.
Because people would know, look, we will not let one person be president for us for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years in this poverty. Up to 1994, Gambia was considered a highly indebted poor country.
Yeah.
For 30 years with one government, with one leader. So if the citizens were keeping Gambia as a republic, like that American leader told that American woman,
Yeah.
no, you know, we would have been counting today, you know, nothing less than 10 presidents,
Yeah.
former presidents. Yes. We would have been saying Gambia would have been today at the level of Singapore or above. Yes.
Yeah.
But we all failed to keep our republic.
We failed to keep our republic.
Yes, we failed to keep our republic, and then somebody cannot even realize that and shouting there, hey, Madi, you did not talk about this. No, it's shameful.
I know.
You know, so those kind of people, we need to bring them in our empowerment sessions to give them civic education.
Yeah.
So that you don't sit down and say, Madi or Lami, you did not say about this. Peter, you did not say about this. Fatou, you did not say about this. How can a citizen say that to another citizen? As if that citizen, one citizen is your savior.
Yeah.
No. We that citizen has got to achieve that level.
Yeah.
Is what you should also do to achieve the same level or even more.
More.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes. So, I mean, Elijah Barrow, I have huge respect for him, Pastor Majau, and many others like that.
Yes.
But I will never say, what did Pastor Majau say about this?
Yeah.
Because I don't care what Pastor Majau says.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he says, he has a right and a duty to do so. And I want to see performing that same right and duty, and even more than Pastor Majau.
Yeah.
Or Elijah Sedi Barrow. That's, I think, the thinking
Yeah.
every citizen should have. How do we compete in the protection, you know, of the Gambia? How do we compete in the, the saving the Gambia?
Yeah.
Let us compete in our commitment, our love for Gambia. Let us compete in patriotism.
Yeah.
But we surrender our patriotism, we abandon our patriotism, and then we want to look up to one man over there.
Yeah.
What can Madi do? I cannot even arrest you.
No.
You know,
You don't even.
I cannot
have this-
even build a
yeah.
house.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true. That's true.
it's shameful.
It is.
So Fatou, that's why I said when I hear those things, there is a positive and negative element to it. You know, yeah. I mean, positively, it tells me I'm defending my republic.
Yeah.
Yes, at least I'm defending my republic to the point that somebody recognizes that Madi is defending this republic.
Yes.
So I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
But I get sad
Yeah.
that individual is not defending his republic.
The republic.
Therefore, is pulling down this republic.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Now let's look at the status of the country. Corruption. Madi, you are one of those people who did not support the 2024 draft. I did not support it too at the beginning.
Yeah.
But at some point I felt like, so what do we do? 97 or 24?
Right.
And I'm like, I think I'm better off with the 24. And so I was not very happy when it was thrown away. Now what happens, Madi? We don't have a constitution. We're still stuck with the 1997, still with those laws. You have seen what they have, the election bill, what happened at the assembly, inclusiveness that you were just talking about. It's been taken away because if I don't have money today, I cannot compete in any of these offices. And this is what is unacceptable. That law itself
Exclusion by law.
By law.
Yeah.
So all of these things. So when you look at what is happening now, it looks like everything is politicized. Even the reason why we don't have a constitution. Because the president and others decided to sit in cabinet and bring us a book that they think should be the law of the land. And you, including myself, everyone said, no, we don't want it. And of course, the majority of the National Assembly, not the majority, but some members decided we are going to side with the people, some people, and then rejected it 2024. What happens now?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for Mr. Barrow, President Barrow, or the opposition or the National Assembly members.
Yeah.
But for me as a citizen, what I should do was to go and protest in the middle of Banjul every day until Barrow does the right thing.
And what's the right thing?
To bring back our 2020, to subject it to a process that will take it to a referendum. All right. We have said, as Jeff Small, that the process we thought, we recommend is that the CRC Act be taken, because it's not even repealed, but to be amended so that we create a process, create a structure called a National Constituent Assembly as the approving authority, which will be given the 2020 draft to review it, supported by a technical committee of experts, like the CRC commission at the time, so that they deal with all the so-called contentious issues, all right? And, when they approve it, that approved document be submitted to the president to send it to IEC for a referendum.
Okay.
And we all campaign for yes and no about it. You see, Fatou, it goes back to the empowerment issue. When the 2020, 2024, or the Barrow Papers, I don't call it 2024, the Barrow Papers came, you can see that lack of empowerment, that citizenship I'm talking about. First, the 2020 draft. When it came, I was one voice to say, don't touch it.
Yes, you said that.
Yeah. Some people took offense of that.
Yes.
Some people objected to it.
Yeah.
Some people ignored it. They didn't care.
Yeah.
What that exposed to me is people are yet to realize their citizenship.
Yeah.
That this is a republic.
But Madi, people said the National Assembly have a right to amend anything that comes to them. Yeah. And people said one of the reasons why that was thrown away because you said don't touch.
Yeah.
So they didn't even take it to the committee stage.
Well, they are the ones who voted. They cannot put on me. I have a right to say what I want to say. So grown-up men and women who voted yes or no, that is their choice. So they can say that I don't care. But that is the where I am coming to. First, in terms of the National Assembly, our representatives. Okay. See, for you and me, if you open a shop, you put a shopkeeper down there. You appointed him, you are paying him, you put him there to sell your wares. That that shopkeeper cannot take every decision.
No.
Yeah, and you are at liberty at any time to even decision you told him that you can do this, to come and tell, no, now you cannot do it.
You cannot do it, yes.
Because you are the owner of the shop.
Yes.
But we the people are the owners of this country. The president or the National Assembly members, they are our mindan. Huh? Like that mindan you have in your home. You tell her, or him that you should do the cooking. You can come and tell him today, no, don't cook, I will cook myself.
Yes.
Or I'll bring somebody to come and cook. And you did not violate any law. Because you are the owner of this home.
Yeah.
You appointed that person to come here as your servant. And in the Constitution, it says public servant.
Yes.
It is not a public master.
Public servants.
So, but that is a matter of awareness. So that citizens begin to know how do we stand with the parliament, with the parliamentarian, with the president? How do we stand? Where do we stand? You see, if you are not clear about that, that is when you hear those kind of statements. But Madi, we elected the representatives. That's why they are representatives in parliament. Parliament decides.
Yeah.
No. Because even in the 1997 any constitution, there are certain things that are there called entrenched clauses that parliament cannot do it.
Yes, yes. It has to come to us.
Yeah. So, which brings me to this for 2020. In terms of parliament can decide.
Touch or not, yeah.
Can touch. You see, the 1997 constitution, And I challenge any lawyer, bring any lawyer here, me and any lawyer.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Constitutional lawyer for that matter.
Yeah.
There is nowhere in the 1997 Constitution that gives Parliament or anybody in this country, all right, to repeal the 1997 Constitution as a whole and replace it with a new Constitution.
There's nowhere.
No. The 1997 Constitution under the section 226, all right, provides for amendment. You can only amend a section, a chapter, even a word, all right, amending, changing a word, repealing a provision, all right, a whole section, removing a whole chapter, a whole section, bring back a new chapter, a new section, a new word, a new provision. All of those things you can do, but within the context of the 1997 Constitution. To carry the whole 1997 Constitution and take it out and bring a new one, no Constitution provides for that. So there is this misunderstanding in a lot of people about these constitutional issues. All right. And so that is why they say, the National Assembly can do this. All right. That is from a legal point of view, from a constitutional point of view. From a political point of view, Fatou, the CRC went round the Gambia.
Yes.
The CRC went round the diaspora. The CRC had separate meetings, consultation with political parties as a group, with National Assembly as a group,
yes,
with the executive as a group.
Yeah, the judiciary as well.
They did not have any special group meeting with the people of Borabade or the people of Banjul. You know what I'm saying? Because those National Assembly members and all those institutions, they are also from Boraba or Banjul.
Yes.
So if they had meeting with people in the communities, it means they also have meetings with those people because they are still Gambians from these communities.
Yes.
But in addition to meeting them as ordinary Gambians, they also went to meet them as an institution.
Yes.
So meaning National Assembly had double opportunity. As individuals, members of the community, as ordinary citizens, but also as National Assembly members to talk to the CRC. In addition, National Assembly, like all of these institutions, submitted position papers to the CRC. So, if they are building a constitution, therefore, the CRC did that kind of consultation, and then at the end of the day, wrote a draft. Politically speaking, you know, on the standards of legitimacy and accountability, why would that draft still go to the National Assembly to edit it?
Politically.
Yeah.
Okay.
To edit it.
Okay.
Because if they edit it, if they can remove one word, meaning they can remove 100 words.
Yes.
Meaning they can insert 100 words.
Yes.
If they can remove a chapter, they can bring in a chapter.
Okay.
So meaning effectively, the National Assembly can rewrite the whole 2020 draft.
Yes.
Then it raises the question,
Why
what is
the
the purpose of the CRC then?
And the consultations.
Yeah, the consultations. What's the purpose of the 2020 draft?
But it was not based on law, it was based on, based on what, how the process was, right?
Yeah,
that's why you said that.
The process is flawed.
Yeah.
And which I have raised since the CRC Act even was created, enacted. All right, that the process we are taking is flawed because what that means is we are going to see party capture, institution capture. Because if the 2020 draft went to the National Assembly, they, suppose they had passed it and took it to the committee, they are going to change it the way they want to change it. And that change can be influenced by party interests or individual interests or institutional interests. So in the end, we are going to have a constitution that fits the interests of a political party or certain political parties, a certain politician or politicians or certain institutions. And this is a constitution. All right? So that if you look at it, the evidence of that, you look at the laws that have been created. Yeah. The Criminal Offences Act. The National Assembly, 2019, when it was first brought to the National Assembly, there was parental insult there. Yes. And we made a cry about it. And they withdrew it.
They withdrew it.
Then they took it back 5 years later.
They brought it back, yes.
If you look at the Anti-Corruption Act, there's a clause there, self-enrichment, to explain wealth.
Wealth, yeah.
They removed it,
yeah.
To serve the interests of individuals, of officials.
Yeah.
Because they are the ones who should explain their wealth. They remove it.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at the Elections Act,
yeah,
diaspora voting, they removed
it. Yeah. The elections bill.
Yeah. And then they put 1 million
for president. Just to make sure it's limited to a certain few.
Yeah. So meaning our National Assembly is notorious for making a customized law to serve individuals, political parties, and institutions. But do you think we should give our constitution to such a body?
Well, thinking about it.
Yeah. So my point, therefore, when I said don't touch it, it is based on these facts.
The facts, yeah.
All right. And I have been proven, because the fact that they voted it out,
yeah,
is an indication of party capture.
Yeah.
The fact that they kick it out,
yeah,
in 2020 is a manifestation,
yeah,
of that party capture, because either they will have to kick it out or they accept it and change it in the way they want.
They want it.
Still party capture.
Yeah.
And that party capture came to replay in 2024.
In 2024.
Rejected. That is also party capture.
Yeah.
Who rejected it? Parties rejected it.
Yeah.
Politicians rejected it, not the people.
No.
So this is the point.
Yeah.
And so even if the Barrow papers passed through, what happened to the Criminal Offences Act, the Elections Bill, the Anti-Corruption, and other laws? We could have the same thing in our constitution.
Wow.
So our citizens need empowerment. They need awareness.
What do we need to do? Because we need a new constitution anyway. Survey shows that majority of us Gambians want a new constitution.
So that's why I said, I would protest.
Okay.
All right. And I am protesting by speaking what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I'm saying it all over the place. I may not hold a placard to go, but I'm protesting because I'm refusing for this republic to be hijacked, to be captured by the president and the parliament and the political parties. And that is what we are suffering. Our republic has been captured for the selfish interests of the president, parliamentarians, and political parties. And we, the citizens, should reject that. We should refuse that. That's why if I could today, I will carry 1 million Gambians and occupy Banjul and stay there until they free our republic.
Yeah.
Yes. They free our republic and give us a constitution. Create a process that we will give ourselves a constitution that fits our republic.
Yeah.
But that is not happening because the vast majority of Gambians are not Gambians. We are not citizens. That's why we surrender our republic to few individuals. Plundering our republic and its resources, its dignity and its integrity for their selfish interests. This is the tragedy we are facing in this country.
And until then, we are governed by the 1997.
Yeah, we are governed by the 1997. But even when we say that, the 1997 Constitution, let us also bear in mind that the 1997 Constitution, at the minimum, provides the framework for good governance, for sustainable development in this country. It is not like terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that even now, if that president and that parliament and the institutions under them abide by the 1997 Constitution, we would still have a far better society.
Okay.
But which they are failing to do.
They're failing to do.
But you go to that Constitution, not just those institutions and officials, but the citizens themselves.
Yeah.
Fatou, do a survey and ask citizens who has read Section 220 of the Gambian 1997 Constitution.
What is that even? I don't know. I didn't.
Section 220 is the duties of a citizen.
Duties of a citizen. Wow.
You will find duties there. If citizens just implement the duties of a citizen,
wow, 220.
This Gambia would be at something else.
Everybody should read
Section 220. But when we ignore the 1997 Constitution and then we blame the president and parliament and public officials for violating the law. But you and I are violating the law. Because if you sit here to say, Madi, did you not speak? Why did you not speak about this? Then you have not read Section 220. Or you read it, but you don't care about it.
Yeah.
So meaning you are not even a citizen, you are asking Madi to do something.
Interesting.
You know.
Interesting.
That's the tragedy of our country, Fatou.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now let's look at corruption. That's something you have always been fighting. Recently, we have seen, in fact, one of the stories, the Republic story on the Janneh Commission, Janneh assets gave birth to Gala, and Gala today is the, looks like they're just, everybody's embracing Gala because of what they're fighting for. Yeah. It looks like Gambians really,
forward,
Gambians really are tired of all these things that they're hearing, that their governments are doing. We're hearing all these other people.
Tired.
We are not tired?
No.
We look like we're tired.
No, we are not.
We're not?
We've always been like this. I mean, we just been hypocritical about it. Yeah, the majority of it, of us, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because
you
will say corruption, it involves Fatou or Madi, and you'll see Fatou come, hey Madi, and attack Madi.
Yeah.
And then another corruption comes, it is about John.
Yeah.
And because Fatou is with John, and then, no, John is not corrupt. So we are not tired about it.
We are not tired.
And in all these corruption cases, I have seen you hold, and corruption, not just financial corruption, but corruption that undermines the ethics, the values, the standards of the law, of democracy, of good governance, of peace and stability, and so on. So you criticize. I mean, I have seen that. I mean, I've faced that personally.
Yeah.
I raised issues with, it's a practical example, Demba Sabali.
Yes.
He went to say, we will shed blood for that. I mean, for Barrow.
Yes.
And I said, I arrest the man.
Yes.
And it is not necessarily, I want the IG to arrest Demba Sabali for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Within the broader framework of freedom of expression, he can say that. All right. But you know why? Because it is this government that went to create a law called incitement to violence.
Yes.
Or parental insult.
Yes.
All right.
But does it include them?
And then they exclude public officials.
Yes.
So
it's just for us.
Yeah. So, and now we have a public official promoting incitement to violence. So it's a question of accountability. Now, and justice and honesty.
Yeah.
You, Mr. President, if this is the law that you sign off on, you IGP, if this is the oath you have taken to enforce the law, then here is somebody who has violated the law. Arrest him.
Yeah.
So I said it as a matter of accountability to see whether the IGP would invite Demba Sabali to the station.
He would never do that.
But that is not the point here. The point here is all the NPP community, they came after me.
Yes, they did.
And all the other side,
celebrated.
They supported.
Celebrated you.
They celebrated that.
Yeah.
Few weeks down the line, Yankuba Dabo said, we will take our leader and then go and install him by force at State House.
Yeah.
I said, IGP, arrest him.
Yes, the same statement you said, arrest him.
Because it's violation.
Yeah.
Not that I want him to go and arrest Yankuba Dabo, but to hold public officials and politicians accountable. Because at the end of the day, it is the people like Demba Sabali, like Yankuba Dabo, like Usainu Dabo, like Adama Barrow and Hamad Ba, who would still say, let's respect the law.
Yeah.
And then they say these things. So it's to hold leaders to account.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. That's true.
But then that happens.
The same people that celebrated
So all those NPP folks now,
they came after you.
And all those NPP people said, you do this.
Yeah.
So today, when coffee time, I had Sidin Jai
On
the
coffee time.
NPP national as deputy, I don't know, spokesperson.
Spokesperson,
And deputy speaker of the National Assembly, condemning Yankuba Dabo
Today he was doing that?
today,
Yeah.
but failing to condemn the Masabali. And what these two people said,
Yeah.
there's no difference.
There's no difference.
When you look at it in the context of incitement to violence.
Mm-hmm.
So, therefore, and for me, all of these constitute corruption.
Yeah.
All right. And, all the other corruption cases we can refer to, all these reports and so on. So this lawlessness, this culture of lawlessness is what is prevalent in this country.
In this country.
And one, as I said, it goes back to the citizenship issue, I say, because we the citizens encourage this.
Yeah.
Yes, we the citizens encourage this because we have divided ourselves. As I said earlier, we are not Gambians. We are UDP and NPP and APRC and DOI and GDC, Mandinka, Wolof, Christian, Muslim, Fatou and Madi and Borabanko and Wabanjul.
Yeah.
Then that's what we are.
Yeah.
So therefore, if a Wabanjul is corrupt, we the Wabanjul stand for him.
Yes.
If a UDP person is corrupt, we the UDP people stand for him.
Yeah.
If APRC person is corrupt, we stand for him.
Yeah.
So nobody stands for the Gambia.
Nobody stands for the Gambia. Isn't that sad?
It's more than sad. So this is the tragedy in this country, Fatou.
Wow, that's sad.
And this is why we cannot end corruption. But corruption is killing this country.
It is.
Corruption is responsible for the poverty, the deprivation, the underdevelopment, that is in this country. I have said it at the Ghana protest, that Gambia is not a poor country.
It's not.
No. Gambia has enough resources, enough wealth, that from Banjul to Basse, every hospital and health center, public hospital and public health center, will have wards that are equipped with air conditioners, that are equipped with modern medical equipment, that are equipped with adequate essential drugs. We have that wealth here. We have enough wealth that from Banjul, from Abiyon School in Banjul, all the way to Nyamanari, Fatoto, beyond there, every public school, primary school, secondary school, college, and so on, would have air-conditioned offices.
But why are we not able to do all of this?
Corruption. I was saying it at the gala, I said, look, if we follow the Jane Commission,
yes,
Jane bought a tent. It's standing at State House.
Yeah.
$88 million.
Dollars.
Yeah, $88 million.
Huh? Just a tent.
A tent. You are telling me, air-conditioned tent.
Yeah.
You are telling us, for you people to have your ceremonies, and you come and see what kind of ceremonies these ceremonies are anyway, you need to buy 88 million, and you see the state of Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, the state of Serakunda Hospital, of Brikama Health Center, and Masakonko Health Center, and so on around this country. The situation of Boraba Primary School or Serakunda Primary School or Farafenye Lower Basic School. You look at those conditions. You go and buy a tent, 88 million for your ceremonies, for your comfort. That culture of irresponsibility, of plunder, that is the manifestation of corruption. You go and buy a vehicle, $12 million.
$12 million.
To give it to a minister.
Yeah.
Nothing is more irresponsible, more corrupt than buying a vehicle, $3 million, $4 million, $12 million, to give it to one man to drive from Brusubi or Burkama to go to Banjul every morning. For what? What does that person produce per day, per month, for the whole year? So, culture, corruption is encouraged and is rewarded, and this is why we are in this situation.
Wow.
Yeah. So audit reports come. I had the Minister of Information, Dr. Ismail Sisa. I've had the Deputy Speaker, Sidin Jai. I've had the President, Adama Barrow. Yeah, we are a democracy now. We cannot go and jump on people
yes,
because of a report.
Yeah.
And they lay it out that on the surface, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yes. If there's an inquiry, an inquiry as a report, it needs to be investigated and so on.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But now tell us, all these reports, where is the investigation? Who is going to court? Who's arrested going to court?
We don't even know the details of the investigations, the findings.
Yeah. So, how many have you submitted to the IGP? How many? I mean, look at the Gambia Ports Authority.
Yeah.
It's now 5-6 years. It's between National Assembly, Gambia Inspector General of Police, Attorney General's Office, National Assembly. So you don't know where it is.
Well, look at even the fertilizer scandal.
The fertilizer.
It went to AG's chambers. The advice came. It came to the police, and they
IC report is there. Security report is there.
Yeah.
But I mean, Banyu report. I mean, roads project report is there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, COVID-19 false reports are there. You know, Aki reports are there. I mean, so yeah, I am not saying go and jump on someone because you said you are not a dictatorship. We now have democracy. Barrow gave us democracy. Fine. But follow the rule of law. You don't do that.
You don't do that.
But then you can sit here and go and arrest somebody.
Just like that.
Who has not been mentioned in any corruption report.
No. Yeah.
Yes. You arrest journalists here. You have arrested people, including myself, just for saying what is not right.
What is not right. Yeah.
So, but you can go and sit at a radio, you know, shamelessly and telling us, yeah, we have democracy and, you know, so we cannot go and jump on people. And you tell us that. Just like that. So, I mean, that is beyond imagination. It's
for
beyond
how long?
words.
For how long can we? Can this status quo continue? We have seen a lot of audit reports, mismanagement. At some the FPAC report, where it said even about $62 million is what checks that were cancelled were also, but the monies were withdrawn. How I cannot, I can understand you could say, okay, this money was missing and all the stuff, but a check that was cancelled, but still the money was what 62 million.
How do you know? It is not just that.
Look at the.
You go to the public enterprises.
Yeah.
The corruption there. I mean, it's scandalous.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's NAWEC or ports or Gamcel or Gamtel, they plunder our resources. They take loans. Government bails them out. They don't pay back. They don't deliver the service that they are supposed to deliver, and life goes on. So, Fatou, when we check from 2017 to date, the central theme in the Gambia government is corruption. That is the central theme. All right. I mean, this country, I have never seen it anywhere in the world, and I wish they would prove me wrong. But the commission is set up on a commission.
Exactly. Commission set up on a commission.
Yeah.
And do we even need commissions at this point again? Yeah. I was talking to somebody, and he was telling me that, the local government commission, 2 years, is more expensive. The budget, salaries, and itself is more expensive. Combine the Jana Commission and the TRRC.
Yeah. But how much is it?
Millions.
Yeah, but have they said how much is it so far? How much has been spent on the Jana?
I think the budget estimates that were budgeted for 50 million, another year 25 million. Yeah. 2 years, I think we're talking about 100 and something million for their budget expenses alone.
Yeah.
And what they're even auditing is not up to that much. But again, what I'm saying is we keep creating these commissions, and their findings, nothing comes out of them. Nothing comes out of the findings.
So if anything, if anything, they are documenting corruption.
Yes.
The ideal situation would be that
implementations.
I mean, we look at the Jana Commission at the end of the day. I mean,
what is that? The white paper.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the good thing is, the local government commission, how much it costs. I mean, I don't know when it will end.
They said actually this August.
Right.
End of August.
Right. Mm-hmm. But it is documenting things.
Yes.
It is exposing
a lot of
corruption.
A lot of.
So at least we
have an idea what's happening.
We have an idea
what is happening.
We cannot say we don't know, but it means either this government or another government, you have somewhere to start from.
Yes.
Because any government that comes, even in 10 years' time, should implement the government white papers. Yes. All these commissions of inquiry, parliamentary inquiries, don't forget about the parliamentary inquiries. The Public Petitions Committee has made reports on the GT board staff, association and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is documented. It is there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, why we don't have this apart from the citizens is because the political will is not there.
It's not there.
Yeah. So President Barrow is not interested in combating corruption. He is only interested in encouraging and rewarding corruption. So corrupt officials identified are either promoted or redeployed or just left
to do
like that.
what it,
Yeah, so that even cases that they take to court, look at the Abasanjan case. I mean, you don't know where we are.
Yeah.
But even the Banja case, you get a conviction for the first time and the only one. Halfway, you just release the person. So meaning Mr. Barrow is absolutely not interested
in fighting corruption.
Therefore, I think he is a threat to the peace and stability, to the development of this country, because corruption is the greatest enemy of our country. So anyone who violates corruption or, ignores corruption, and you just don't ignore it, but you encourage it, I think you have become a severe obstacle to the governance and development of this country. And I hope somebody will tell him that. He will advise himself. But certainly, if a person who says corruption is as old as mankind, that audit reports are opinions. I think it's worrying. So I think the future of this country should worry everyone. The peace and stability of this country should worry everyone, because corruption, as the Pope says, the former Pope Paul.
Yeah.
The poor pay for corruption.
Yeah.
Corruption kills.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you look at the lives of Gambians, everyone look at your street in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what
because when we say poverty, maybe sometimes also we don't even understand what is poverty. Maybe we've lived with this poverty.
It's been normalized.
This underdevelopment, this muddy, streets and these dusty streets for so long. It is normalized.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to live in this community is poverty.
Yeah.
Our communities are poor.
Yeah.
Not to mention income poverty, food poverty, and so many other things. So, but as far as I'm concerned, and this is the rationale for creating the Edward Francis Small Center, is recognizing the lack of transparency and accountability as the only reason for the poverty in this country, for the 1994 coup d'etat, and the dictatorship in this country, and so on. It is because of the lack of accountability. That culture doesn't exist in our country, and of course, on the basis that we don't have Gambian citizens yet. So two fundamental things: we are going on the offensive on the government, not to break the law, not to create violence, but to tell them follow the law.
Follow the law.
Yeah, and by law they have a duty follow the law. So we are going on the offensive on them to tell them follow the law, to make them follow the law. And number two, the other stream is the citizens. As I said, it's the empowerment of the citizens. Not just to gain equality and freedom, but also to hold government to account. So for us, this is our rationale. Yeah, and I hope all those citizens, who are saying, well, I did not hear Madi.
They should be also
to look at their citizenship status. I think, some of those people, when I meet them, I'll take their birth certificate from them. They're not citizens anymore.
And you have come under attack also. I think you've been very critical of government sees you as the most critical voice, obviously. Ismail, the information minister, called you a one-man show.
Yes.
And, I tell people, if somebody is coming after you, it's because you're making an impact. That's why when people come after my platform, I'm like, you know what, I'm happy. Yeah. Because we are making an impact. That's why they're concerned about what we're doing.
Absolutely.
If you're not, nobody cares.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. So, certainly, like you, I'm not bothered by that. It's a validation. Yeah. It's a vindication. It's an encouragement.
Yeah.
Yes, that, let me continue.
Yeah.
But on the other side, it also shows corrupt officials, you know, the discomfort, the fear, they feel because somebody is holding them to account, somebody is holding their feet to the fire. So they get, they panic, they get scared, they get confused. And so what they can do is to go below the belt. So they'll call you, it's a one-man show. Or, you know, and they call you names, kill this or kill that. You know, so it sort of therefore reflected, you know, on their own, you know, on their own character. Yes. And so, which is all the more reason, I think those people are not the appropriate people to hold public office. Yes. I mean, if a minister of information really that's all that he could say, then you are not qualified to hold public office. Yes, because if you understand what is public office, you understand the constitution, you understand the purpose of government, and you know the rights and duties of citizens. In no way should you attack a citizen, or the media, or a civil society organization for doing its work as required by the constitution. Because the role of the media, for example, Kerr Fatou, like any other media, is established in the constitution in section 208. Yes, that you have a right, I mean a duty, to hold government accountable on behalf of the people. So, therefore, for Dr. Ismail Cisse or any government, Mr. Barrow himself, President Barrow and all his officials, attacking citizens and the media and civil society organizations, it's a violation of the law in itself. It's a violation of the constitution because, you know, I mean, it's like what Trump is doing in America. You know, so when they say these things, I said, well, then we are doing well. And we can assure them that if they're having sleepless nights, they're not going to get sleep anymore. No, I mean, I had Mr. Barrow say he's having sleepless nights. I mean, I wish he doesn't sleep again. No, because he's sending a lot of children hungry to bed. He's sending a lot of mothers hungry to bed. He's sending a lot of school children. Look at the school children at the Gala protest. You know, that he sits in the crowd because he cannot go and buy bread. He said, $13.
My son told me, Mommy, you have to increase my lunch because I'm like, what?
And no one is responsible for the cost of that bread, like the cost of everything other than the president. Because you are the one we have elected and put you in charge of our economy. All right? And put you in charge of our resources.
But Ukraine, no, the last one they told me was Iran. Israel, it was Ukraine before, now it's Iran and Israel.
No, you know, when you are corrupt and incompetent and dishonest, you find excuses. Yes, if you fail in your responsibilities, you find excuses, scapegoats, you deflect. Right?
I think, do we go to the different markets? Because I had CDC here, right here last week, and he told me things are fine. Everything is going down. And I'm thinking, are we going to a different pool of markets? Or is it me who is feeling the pain and everyone else is fine?
Well, I bought fuel this morning there, and the fuel pump price is up.
I could have go to 600. Guy,
yeah. So I mean, but you know, Fatou, I don't think you should have a conversation with anyone on this issue because you buy a water bottle every day.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I bought pig milk today to have my coffee.
Yeah.
And I know pig milk, the price is unbearable.
Yeah.
And this price isn't going to go down anyway.
No.
In next month, I'm sure the price will go higher than this. So. It is not Ukraine or Russia or COVID or anything. You know, we are a country, a republic. We have created an institution called the government to manage the affairs and the resources of this country for the well-being of Gambians. Gambia, as I was saying, Gambia is not a poor country.
Yeah.
Gambia is a highly endowed country. We have natural resources in abundance.
Yeah.
We have tax, in abundance. We receive loans and grants in abundance. So what we needed is a government, the president and his cabinet, his minister of finance and so on, to manage those resources in a way that opportunity is created for every Gambian, to get a job, to create a job, to get an income, to buy goods and services and so on. And that requires expertise, it requires honesty, it requires efficiency and so on. Now, if you fail in those areas, then it means you are no more in charge of our economy. And apparently, as far as I'm concerned, the Gambian government is not in charge of our economy because they cannot. The Ministry of Finance is a ministry for projects and loans and grants. But other than that, they are not, Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, which is responsible for the management of our economy. Think of any initiative that they have created now in place for the economic well-being development of Gambians. It doesn't exist. Every initiative you think of is foreign funded
IMF
project, loan and grant. In every sector. And Fatou, look, you take, say, NAWEC alone. NAWEC. Go and find out. And I challenge anyone, all your people watching and the listeners. Do a Google search on funding or projects or loans and grants foreign aid to NAWEC, National and Water Company of Gambia, from 2017 to 2025.
It's in billions.
And you see the number of projects you will see and the millions of dollars which translate into billions of dollars.
Yes, it's in billions.
Now, then consider, Fatou, this country is 11,000 square kilometers. From Banjul to Fatoto is 400 kilometers. From Katong to Andalai is 80 kilometers. That's the widest distance. If you go all the way down, some place it's even 20 kilometers. From Banjul to Fatoto, there are no mountains. Jahal Pachar, Jahali Konko, what we say Jahali Konko, those are hills. Those are not mountains. So we have no natural obstacle to lay power lines, whether underground or on poles. We have no rainforest in this country to say it's difficult to cross. We have no huge rivers crisscrossing the river. The Gambia, the territory, the land. We just have one river that flows straight. Then we have only 2 million people. 3 million people. That's 3 million people. Since independence to date, since 2017 to date, the amount of money put into energy. By now, within 5 years, you should be able to electrify this whole country and providing them uninterrupted electricity supply. We don't have, big factories, massive factories in this country. Our industries are all small-scale, light industries. You cannot guarantee 24/7. So you can say, yes, we have, and I've had the Minister of Information say, we have supplied 8,000 meters, I don't know, more than what we had between 1965 and 2017, between Jawara and Jame combined.
That's always the comparison.
Yes. Which haven't been shameful to say. By now, you should have provided meters to every home in this country, given the resources that have come into energy. That is not the case. But it is not just providing the meter, all right, and putting the lines there. It's to make sure that electricity is available 24/7. And you got to guarantee that. But the resources are there. So, as you can say about energy, you can say about, look at ferries. You can say about education, about healthcare, about, so, because, Fatou, even Somalia, they are building roads. Somalia that is in war. They are building roads. Because it's in the nature of government to build infrastructure. So it is not new. Jawar was building infrastructure. Jame came and built infrastructure. Barrow is building infrastructure. United States of America, as developed as they are, they are still building infrastructure. So it is the nature of government to build infrastructure. But what we are saying is, quality infrastructure.
Yes.
Infrastructure, devoid of corruption and bribery.
Yeah. All the ways are
Infrastructure that
floating
is
right now.
quality.
Yeah.
That is going to contribute to the social, economic, cultural, and the political life of a society.
Yeah.
And that is not what we are having in this country.
No.
So, it's really shameful, that this is what they say. But what this reflects, blaming Kuwait, Ukraine, and all of these things, is just incompetence. So our government is not in charge of our economy. Our economy is just flowing, and they are just benefiting from it, what they can benefit from it as individuals. But our economy is not under control. And that is the incompetence, the inefficiency that we have. Imagine if you have efficiency in the Gambia ferry service, you put proper ferry service between Banjul Bara, how much economic development that will generate.
Yeah.
You know how many women cross Bara to come to Banjul,
through the
to
boats.
come and sell cashew nuts at,
and
how they are disturbed because of lack of ferry service, the cost of ferry service. Imagine you make that in a way that it is easier and cheaper and readily available.
Yeah.
They can cross Banjul and Bara 10 times a day and make more profits.
Make more profit, yes. That's true.
So, but because of the way you are managing our economy, and managing your economy, electricity. How many vendor shops, tailors, sit the whole day waiting for electricity? Losing income.
Yep.
So if you fail in energy, you are not helping our economy.
Yeah.
And you're going to go and put that on Ukraine.
No, you cannot.
Yes.
You cannot.
And this is what we have come to address there. Yes, small. We are coming on the offensive.
Yes, small have come on the offensive, and it's for everybody to just be on the right side of history, or if not, they come after you.
And our public officials, we are not going to, compromise. As I said, Fatou, for the past 35 years, there's nowhere in this country I've not been for a meeting.
Yeah.
No project, nothing. This Mandinaba, Westfield Mandinaba Highway. I remember the signing ceremony at Ministry of Works. Then Edward Snyder was the Minister of Works. Wow. $200 million. You look at this Westfield Mandinaba, what that project, originally what it says, and you look at the quality of road we have, Mandinaba. But when the Westfield Mandinaba road was built, just as they are saying about this Battle Hardin or OIC highway, as if it is the best road in the world.
Yeah.
But those who know at that time know that this road is not helpful.
It's not helpful.
This is not a road that will add to the economic, social cost. You see, a road is not just for vehicles to pass.
Yeah.
A road, is part of the life of a community. All right. You've been to other countries. You've seen, for example, if a road like this was there, you would have seen that road providing leisure. Yeah. All right? Because they put benches at certain places. They put certain roundabouts or certain spaces for parking. That you would even have restaurants connected to that road. Yeah. You would see that road in terms of vegetation, the beautification of it with trees and flowers. Yeah. You would see that road serving the needs of persons with disabilities. Yeah. Or a road that caters for bicycles and things like that. You would see that road carrying statues. Yeah. For example, monuments of the history, of the culture of that community and so on. Yeah. You see that road, how it connects, to the rest of the community, the streets around, and easily, so that at the end of the day, that road fits with the life of the community. Yeah. Businesses flourish. That road provides for entertainment. It provides for comfort. It provides for beauty. Yeah. You look at the OIC road now. It's more of an obstacle. Yeah. It's only convenient for you if you are just moving straight on the road driving. Yeah. But every day when I'm coming, I look at businesses that I used to pass by before this road was done. Yeah. And they were flourishing. I see those places now closing. Yeah. Because this road disadvantaged them. Yeah. I see people putting blocks on this other side of the railings to jump.
Yeah, because of the
And then it is still, after 5 years, after millions of dollars spent, you are still saying it is in a third phase. So this is the corruption we are talking about. This is the inefficiency, the incompetence that we are talking about. And so, Fatou, as I said, having been in this for so long, what I would see is ministry officials getting successful, getting homes, building homes, sending their children to, schools at home and abroad, going for holidays at, abroad. But our communities are suffering. This is what I see. At home, they are pampered. Every public institution you go, they all have some SUV, air-conditioned, tinted glass. You go to their offices, well furnished, from the people's money. Then you look at the community. In fact, the community in which the office itself is, look at the surrounding, run down, dilapidated. Now, that is injustice. Yeah, that is injustice. So if you're a public officer, have some morality, have some sense. To realize that, look, you are living on the sweat and blood of your people. That at the end of the day, the sum total of all your work, 24 hours, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, you have not changed the lives of these people. So have some sense. I remember engaging some National Assembly members, on some project that they were going to sign. I said, don't sign it. Sometime 2019 or 2020. I approached, a project came, an agriculture project, multi-million-dollar project. They said for small-scale holders in URR and CRR, youth and women. I went to NAMS. I said, don't sign this. A number of NAMS, I engaged them personally. I said, don't sign this. I said, see this project? If you go to Minister of Finance or Minister of Agriculture, you will find a project for small-scale holder farmers, for youth and women in URR and CRR 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I told them, go to Minister of Finance. There is a document there called the 8 Bulletin, Foreign 8 Bulletin. Pick a copy of the 8 Bulletin 2015, 2016. It will show you between 2012 and 2015, the amount of money, loans and grants that went to agriculture. I have calculated it was $3.2 billion. And mind you, as I said, this country is 11,000 square kilometers. 3 million people, maximum. How many of these 3 million are in agriculture? You realize it's less than 1 million people who are in agriculture. In a land that is 11,000 square kilometers, yet $3.2 billion has been spent in it, yet the country cannot feed itself. So you wonder, why did this $3.2 million, where did it go? So I told them, don't sign it. Call the minister instead, call the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Finance, to tell you what happened to all those agriculture projects. Go to agriculture, they live on projects.
Agriculture has a lot of projects.
And every day, what has that provided for the Gambian? For the Gambian farmer? Our farmers remain the poorest. So, this is why I said, we are not going to spare public officials. Because, and I'll tell you this interesting story. Then I was at Tango. This must be 2011-12. There was this report, UN produced this report called the Least Developed Countries Report. And it was to be launched at the UN House at Cape Point. So my boss, the air boss, said for me to attend the meeting. I said, no, I don't think I want to attend government. Because for me, by 2010, I was fed up with government meetings. I said, no. I mean, I had a lot of, fights in this meeting. So I said, I'm not going for this. But, he said, I go. So I went to the meeting. But I just said, I will just go and sit at the back. And they do their talk and I go home. So I went to the meeting, the UN library there, sitting at the back. The ministers were there, the permanent secretary, the UN officials, and in the report, they had all sorts of discussion. And they opened the floor. But constantly what I hear, everyone lamenting about farmers not getting seeds, not getting implements, lack of storage facilities, lack of marketing opportunities, lack of processing. So lamentation after lamentation. And me, I was sitting at the back, and I look at these people. Okay, but these are the ministers, permanent secretaries, directors, project managers, and so on. So when they say all these things, now who should provide those things?
It's them.
And they sit there lamenting. So I think it must be the UN dress rep or the FAO rep. I can't remember because a while ago. And then he said, okay, like final comment, anything burning in anyone's chest, blah, blah. But even though I vowed that I will not say anything, but the anger
in you,
in me listening to these people, I couldn't bear. I said, I raised my hand. I said, and I told them exactly that. I said, when I was coming here, my intention was not to say a word. I said, but sitting at the back here, listening to you people, the lamentations are here. I said, I cannot but ask. So you people, what are your jobs? What is your job? At the end of the day, as ministers, as permanent secretaries, as project directors, what is your job?
What is your job?
Because who should provide implements for farmers? Who should provide marketing opportunities for farmers? Who should provide storage facilities for farmers? So I said, this is the story I have had since I, entered in the development work in this country. I have had this lamented by public officials, by agriculture officials, by farmers. I have seen it because I have traveled around this country. So I said, so what are you people talking about?
It's interesting. Our country
so therefore, if I'm to be an honest person, I think I will not keep quiet and pretend that Gambia is developing. Because if you wish, you can come and look at the Gambia. What is happening now, 2025? You'll find something wasn't here 2020. Something wasn't here 2015. Something wasn't here 2010. And 1965 and today they are different.
They're different.
And you can look at it and say, but we are progressing.
We are progressing,
But then when you look at it qualitatively, you look at all the factors, the amount of taxes we've paid, the loans and grants, even if our population has increased, the opportunities we have, whether from the international community and the initiatives of Gambians, the resources of the Gambians, when you put it all together, you realize that we should have been at the level of Singapore today or above, not as a highly indebted, impoverished country that we are
today.
But this is the agreement they used to satisfy themselves and then defend themselves by saying Ukraine and Israel and Iran and COVID and all of those things. But by now, and again, of all other things, because by now, not just economic, social things we are talking about, but even when it comes to technical. You see, if we have had invested in our people, by now Gambians would have been manufacturing our own vehicles, our own phones, our own aeroplanes, our own vaccines, our own medicines. And this is what we need to look at, because as I said, every government is doing something. Because society has to go. And the money is there. So there will be schools. So, but we've had a GTTI here, for example. It's a long time. If the necessary investment has been made into GTTI and the necessary governance and management in the country has been enhanced, by now GTTI should be inventing things, producing machinery. Because any country that does it, that's how they do it.
They do it.
All right? I mean, all other technical institutions, and so on. So, but things will happen, I know.
Hopefully things will happen. And yes,
but in the meantime,
we'll hold them accountable.
We are holding them
We'll
accountable.
continue holding them accountable, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, but we will keep pushing.
Absolutely.
And we rely on people like you to always lead the way. I mean, that is your calling now, and that's the position. But Madi, thank you so much for coming. Your last message to the viewers.
Well, I think it will go back to the original position about citizenship. Yes, I think I want each and every Gambian to realize that, if you are a citizen of this country, it is more than holding a passport or an ID card or a birth certificate, or to claim that, your 7 generations are from this country.
Yeah.
Citizenship is more than that. Yes, citizenship is, the performance of your rights and duties to ensure that there is good governance and sustainable development in this country.
Yeah.
That there is justice and equality and freedom in this country, that there is opportunity for, the social and economic well-being of everyone, to stand against corruption and abuse of power and the plunder of public wealth, So I want every citizen, all right, maybe I shouldn't say every citizen, every individual to ask yourself, am I a citizen?
Am I a citizen?
Yes. Am I a citizen? And if you are still saying, but Madi did not say this, Madi should talk about this, then you are not a citizen yet.
Yeah.
Yes. If you just sit at home and lament about the corruption, I mean, you are not protesting, Gala calls for protest, you are not there, you are not a citizen yet. Yes. If you are not speaking, holding your leaders account, your political party leaders, your politicians, not to mention the public officers, then you are not a citizen yet. If you have not risen above the fact that being Mandinka is your identity, but that there are values, that you need to uphold. That is what defines Mandinkaya or being Wolof or Jola or Christian or Islam, or Muslim. If you cannot uphold those values and spread it across and spare no one, then you are not yet a citizen. So I want every Gambian to ask himself or herself, am I a citizen?
Am I a citizen?
Yes, am I a citizen that I am ready to defend this republic? So our biggest tragedy, it is not even leaders, because even our leaders are not citizens.
Yeah.
Because if you are a citizen, you don't corrupt, you don't plunder public wealth, you don't waste public wealth, you don't perpetrate injustice against your citizens. So therefore, it is not even a matter of leadership. It is about every individual in the Gambia that calls him or herself a citizen, a Gambian. Ask yourself, are you truly a citizen? So that is my message to every Gambian. From today, ask yourself, am I standing upholding Section 220 of the Constitution of the Gambia? If you have not ever seen Section 220, today go and look for what is Section 220.
Yeah.
Because if you have not seen Section 220,
you don't know the duties of a citizen.
So you are not a citizen. You
Ah,
are just an individual in this country. You are
That
not
is
different
deep.
from any Chinese or Nigerian or Senegalese or Ghanaian in this country.
that is deep. I don't know how many of us read that.
Yeah. So if you have not read it and you are ready to uphold it, then you are not a citizen. You are just an individual in a place they call the Gambia.
Gambia.
And which means if you are not a citizen, Gambia itself doesn't exist. Because Gambia exists for Gambians.
Wow.
So that's my message to our so-called citizens.
Go read Section 220 of this Constitution. I think we should all go read that and know the duties of a citizen.
Thank you.
Very important. Thank you so much, Matt. It's always a learning lesson whenever you're on the platform. I just sat here and just, try to understand everything that you're saying. Thank you very much. It's always interesting to have you on the show. And to you watching, good night to you all. See you next week. Good night.
We are happy to announce the launch of our new logo. We have evolved since our incorporation in 1997, and it is time to refresh our new look to reflect who we are today. Before I reveal our new look, however, walk with me while I take you through our journey of the last 25 years. Trust Bank was incorporated on July 3rd, 1997 and began operations on October 1st, 1997. Following the collapse of the parent company of its predecessor, Meridian, the CBG stepped in and recapitalized the bank and held the shares in trust, thus the name Trust Bank. In 1999, the first investors who responded to the IPO and paid $1.50 per share received their maiden dividend of 50 bututs per share. In 2000, the bank fully paid back its investment by declaring another dividend of $1.20 bututs per share, making it a cumulative dividend per share of $1.70, which was 20 bututs above the purchase price. Between 2002 to date, share capital has increased from $27 million to $200 million, indicating that the bank has grown organically by plowing back profits to increase capital, while at the same time paying dividends to shareholders. The bank was listed on the Ghana Stock Exchange in November 2002, being the first ever cross-border listing in the sub-region. Now let's talk about awards. The bank was awarded the insignia of the National Order of the Republic of the Gambia, ORG, in the year 2010 by His Excellency the President of the Republic of the Gambia. During the past years, the bank has received so many national and international awards. Banker Magazine, 6 times. Global Finance, 6 times. Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, 5 times. We began operations with 3 branches. Now, we have 18 branches and 20 ATMs and counting. On digital services, mobile app, check. Online banking, check. Transaction alerts, check. Watch this space. We've got more coming. Creating employment, yes, we've got that too. 400 and counting. And we take great care of our people too. Medical insurance, life insurance, private and state pensions, annual pilgrimages for both Muslims and Christians, training, yes, we do them all. One team, one family, one goal. That's the Trust Bank spirit. On corporate social responsibility, we have spent over $50 million in various causes. We care, and so we share. Over the years, we have paid over $1.6 billion to our shareholders, which translates to a whopping $20 per share and counting. Phenomenal returns for our shareholders who purchased at $1.50. Corporate taxes, over $1 billion is paid. Our journey started with a vision to create the kind of company that delivers quality services and innovative products with an inspired team dedicated to serving our customers, our environment, and our communities at large in the most caring manner. We remain fully committed to delivering excellent services to each of our stakeholders, customers, employees, shareholders, and partners. So, we remain true to who we have always been. As we look